Well, hello guys, welcome back. It feels so strange to be catching up with you again after disappearing for over 6 months, let alone with an announcement like this, but here we are. I am currently pregnant and I found out just before filming the last video on this channel, which makes me just over 6 months along. I hadn't planned on taking a break, but right after filming that video, I was hit with some massive fatigue and I was taking probably 3-hour naps just about every day. So I really didn't have the energy to do much other than keep Evie, Charlie, and myself alive. It was rough, but fatigue is a fairly common symptom for most of my pregnancies. So it really shouldn't have caught me off guard as much as it did. Then I came into the second trimester and I started to feel much better. I got my energy back, I started nesting more, but I still wasn't filming because by that point I felt like enough time had passed that I was going to owe you some sort of an explanation as to why I disappeared, and I wanted to wait to share our pregnancy news until after my 20-week ultrasound. I had a miscarriage back in October of last year, which I had alluded to at the time, and thankfully I have some amazing friends and family that were able to help me walk through that. But as a result, I have been a lot more cautious with this pregnancy and wanted to wait until we knew everything was okay with baby before announcing anything publicly. So I had my 20-week ultrasound and it looked like everything was probably okay, but the baby was not cooperating when the sonographer was trying to take pictures of their heart. So I had a follow-up ultrasound just a couple of weeks ago, and thankfully at that ultrasound it was confirmed that baby is growing right on track. Their heart looks great, and I feel like I can finally share our exciting news, and that is that the newest member of our family will be joining us this September. Everyone is obviously over the moon about the new baby, particularly the kids. They are constantly hugging and kissing my belly, talking to the baby, telling everyone they meet that their mommy's gonna have a new baby, as if it weren't, completely obvious at this point. Speaking of which, let me show you what the bump is currently looking like. So I haven't taken very many pictures of it, but I was recently comparing it to how I looked during my pregnancies with Evie and Charlie, and I have to say it looks a lot more like when I was carrying Evie to me. We decided not to find out if we're having a boy or a girl, which is what we did with the other two as well. It's just kind of how we handle pregnancy. But the way that I'm carrying combined with some of my other symptoms does make me think that this baby might be a girl. So some of my other symptoms include the massive fatigue in the first trimester. I've been craving a lot of dairy and fruit and sweet things. And then I've also been dealing with some pretty good mood swings. And I feel terrible that the rest of my family has to deal with them too. But they are the same symptoms that I had when I was pregnant with Evie. With Charlie, I was still tired in the first trimester, but it wasn't nearly to the same extent. And I craved mostly like meat and protein and salty snacks. And then my mood was also much more even. But like I've told Evie, even though I think the baby might be a girl, I could just as easily be wrong. Joe and I really couldn't care less whether the baby's a boy or a girl, but Evie is desperate for a little sister. It's to the point where we have had to have almost daily conversations with her, trying to prepare her for the idea of another little brother. And while those conversations can get a little bit emotional for her, I do think that she is going to love the baby no matter what. And I think she'll adjust pretty quickly to the new baby as well, since she has done this once before when we brought home Charlie. Charlie, on the other hand, I'm not as sure about. He is so proud of the fact that he is a big brother, but he hasn't spent much time around kids that are younger than him, so we haven't had as many of those conversations about how babies cry because they don't have the words to tell us what's going on. He hasn't seen how small they can be. Just all of those things that can make bringing a new baby home a little bit overwhelming for him. I've done my best to prepare him though, and thankfully my parents will also be here to help the kids transition a bit. Last year, they spent the winter traveling, and that began in early October, and they are planning on doing the same thing this year as well, but they won't be leaving until late December or early January, so it'll be nice to have that extra bit of support. And honestly, they have already been helping us so much. In addition to expecting a baby, we do also have a few things going on in our personal life right now that might make the next couple months a little bit hectic for us, but I'll talk more about that when we get there. This pregnancy has been fairly easy on me so far, and I know compared to a lot of other people, my pregnancies do go fairly smoothly, which I am so thankful for. I do think that one thing that has made this pregnancy in particular a little easier for me is that I have done this a couple of times before, so I do know relatively what to expect. One of the symptoms that I have dealt with during every single pregnancy that I absolutely dread is that I will get leg cramps in the middle of the night, typically in my left leg. They are so painful. I always hate getting them, but I have figured out now how to make them stop sooner, and then I have also cut down on the amount of leg cramps that I get by wearing maternity compression socks at night. I have some from Belly Bandit that I absolutely love that work very well, but yeah, other than that, most of my symptoms have been the same or similar to my other pregnancies. One thing that I did notice that was a little different this go around is that my hair has felt drier and my nails have been more brittle. With Evie and Charlie, I experienced the stereotypical like really nice hair, really nice nails, but I was reading about it, and I guess the opposite is a fairly common symptom as well, which has been kind of a bummer, but oh well. Other than that, not a whole lot stands out from this pregnancy. We do have a birth plan this go round, but I don't really want to go into what we're planning on doing just because I know that there are a lot of conflicting opinions around things like that. And I feel like I know my body well enough that even if I'm making decisions that maybe other parents wouldn't, they are still the decisions that are going to work best for me. And I also am very well aware of the fact that not everything goes the way that we plan. In fact, we did also have a birth plan with my son Charlie that was based mostly around the idea that I had heard that the second labor goes about twice as fast as your first. My first labor was about 4 hours long, which is already incredibly quick, but I was thinking that, oh, if this is my second pregnancy, then this is going to be like 2 hours long. So yeah, I was making a plan based on that number, and Charlie decided to come in 25 minutes. So that birth plan went out the window with the first contraction. So I am very flexible when it comes to labor. As long as I have the baby out, then that's about all I can ask for. So anyway, I think that that's all I have to share about this pregnancy so far, and honestly, I kind of hope it stays that way and there aren't any surprises that pop up. I am also planning on doing some more pregnancy related content, so maybe a what's in my hospital bag, things that I've bought for baby, and maybe a what names that I love but won't be using video. I don't know, we'll just see how everything goes, and let me know if there's anything that you guys would like to see as well. I am also hoping to get back into some more lifestyle and fiber arts related content. I was thinking about doing a top 10 summer knits for her and top 10 crochet projects or summer crochet projects for her, but we're already halfway through summer, so I don't know if that's something that you would want to see, but yeah, just let me know. I don't know if it's the weather or my mood, but I have been so into crocheting recently. So far this summer, I have made a gorgeous loose poncho that looks great with the bump right now, and I think it'll make an amazing swimsuit cover up for a vacation that we have planned this winter. And then I have also made a couple of Mommy and Me purses for Evie and I that I absolutely love. And then I do have a couple of other projects that are crochet projects that I want to do before baby comes. So yeah, I have been very, very interested in crocheting recently. But I should probably get going. It feels like my to-do list has been at its max recently, so I should probably get back to that. But I have had so much fun catching up with you guys and sharing our exciting news. So thank you so much for hanging in there with me these past few months, and thank you so much for all your love and support. I really appreciate it, and I will see you soon. Bye!